This toy was brought to you by Japan Hero Collectibles. Japan Hero Collectibles, specializing in rare and unusual toys from your favorite tokusatsu and henshin hero shows. Check them out at japanherocollectibles.com.
Alright, hello people of the internet, and welcome back to another exciting review of Midwest Tokusatsu's Toku Toy Time. I am Brock, and this week we are taking a look at the Premium Bandai S.H.Figuarts Juukou B-Fighter, aka the Big Bad Beetleborgs. Oh my god, when these were shown, announced, whatever you want to call it, I freaked. I saw they were doing blue and black, and I was like, please do red and green. I want a full set. I pre-ordered him no matter what, because I'm like, if I can only have one, I'm only having one. But they did all three. I'm so happy for it. And I figured, if I'm going to review one, I'm reviewing all three at once, because these three just, they need to be reviewed at once. So, let us begin this amazingly wonderful review that I never thought would happen in my life. Here it is, S.H.Figuarts Blue Beet, aka the Blue Stingerborg. Oh god, it's been so long since I've watched Big Bad Beetleborgs. I'm going to have to rewatch it. That's what I'm doing after this review. So, here he is, a lovely image with the blue stinger blade and stinger drill. Just looking fan-friggin-tastic. On the side, Blue Beet. Top, Blue Beet. Side, Blue Beet. Bottom, warnings. On the back, you see lovely images of different ways you could pose him. And it looks phenomenal in all forms. I tried getting this pose as best I could, and I just couldn't match it, so I went with something different. And that's what ended up in my in the photo for this review. So take a look at that pose. I think it looked really awesome. I'm probably going to pose them differently now. So Blue Beet, box to the side, not throwing that. And then here it is, G-Stag and Reddle, otherwise green Hunter Borg and red. I can't remember what this one is, but you have lovely box art of them. You have warnings, other stuff, other things. You have on the top, this is an actually really awesome image of all three of them holding up their blades. Really like that. On the back, you see nice image of them firing, holding their weapons. I really dig this. I dig the art on these boxes. They're fantastic. Look just as great as the products. So, off to the side. Now, before I show the figures, I'm going to show all of the accessories that they come with, because, man, there are a lot of them. So, we're going to start with what came with Blue Beet. So, here it is, and I'm trying not to tip it all out because I've got the outer shell off. So, in Blue Beet, you got the blue stinger blade. You've got the stinger drill. It doesn't spin, but oh well. This shield, and I'll show it off right now. So the way this works is, first off, on all of these, it's fully able to be rotated into any position you want. So if you want to have it like mid attack, where it's like spinning and you can maybe create a cool effect, go for it. You can totally do it. But the way this works is you can pull off the clear portion, and there's the slot in the back and a tab on the clear portion. Well, this other clear one they give you, the tab is up higher, so now you can tab it into the slot and have it open for the final spinning attack. And when it's open like this, you can take the blade out, use the stinger drill, open it up, put it into place, and then you just tab it around the sides. And you have the stinger drill blade, and that just looks amazing. And this handle does also move around, so it can better sit on the arms however you want to pose it. So, looks really awesome. Pulling it apart. You know what, I'm just gonna show this off again really close, because the amount of detail in this, look at the excess paint that's not needed, the little bits of red, This is a premium Bandai figure. You can just tell all of the love and the work that went into this. Every bit of paint is in just the right place. Looks really amazing. So, we'll put this back. Put this back together. And then, yeah, look at the sheen on that stinger blade. That nice metallic flake blue that they have. Just outstanding. Couldn't be more pleased with these figures. And then here they are, the extra hands they come with. Now the way they work is you've got a hand here to hold the gun and a hand that's similarly posed, but it's sealed up. And that's so that it can press the buttons on the gun. Took me a while to figure out. I thought, well, why can't it hold the gun and oh, it's to press the buttons. That's what that's for. Then you have a set of open hands. You have a hand to hold the stinger blade and their main weapons. And then I don't know what this hand is for, other than to maybe like wrap their hand when they're holding the gun. Like I haven't figured out a use for this. I think that's what it's for. It's like the other, if they want to hold their gun two-handed for like a big attack. I don't know. That one has confused me. And then over here is where the gun would sit, but I have it with the figures, and you'll see that in a second. So we'll put that off to the side, and now we'll bring in the other set. Now this is for both Reddle and for G-Stag. So much in here. Again, you've got the Hunter Claw and the, God, I can't remember what any of her stuff is called. But just look at the excess detail that they did not need to put in here. Trying to get it to focus. Like, look at that. The metallic silver, all the little bits of red. The turbine blades even have some paint on it. It's really outstanding, the amount of work they put into these. And then here it is, the Hunter blade. Now I'll set that down actually so I can show you that this does open. It opens yay wide, so big enough to enchomp anything you might want it to. But it does close up. I like the black paint on the recesses. I think that really helps this. Very nice. Now, you'll notice extra hands, because the one thing I didn't realize when I got Blue Beet was that it was missing the blade. I haven't watched it in so long, I just forgot that was a thing. But don't worry, they included all three here, and they gave you a hand. There's a specific hand to hold these blades, and then I'll just show that off for right now. Trying to get Blue's hand out. Come on, come on. There it is. All right. So yeah, you would think, first we'll just take a look at this quick. Look at the gold on this. This just, it's all metallic blue, metallic golds, bright reds. Just amazing. And the way these hands work is you just wrap it, and then the finger, the index finger, once you get it on there, will sit just above. Yeah, come on. Come on. There we go. See, the index finger then ends up sitting in that top notch area. So these hands are specifically meant to hold it. So they knew that, and they included an extra one for Blue because, well, he didn't have it the first time around. So now I can hold his blade, which I love. I love the little touch like that they did. So we'll leave this out because I'm going to show it off with Blue in a second. And we'll put all that off to the side. It comes with the same exact hands that the other set did, just the extra one for the blade. So bringing in Blue Beet, we'll look at him first. So here he is, and God, he just looks so fantastic. Like, I can't get over how great looking these figures are. They just pop in the light. Like, they look like metal. There's no other way to say it. They used nothing but metallic paints on this, and it really helps the figures. So, let's take a look at this figure in full. You've got the wonderful head sculpt here. There we go, in frame. Looks really good. All the extra details, the little black on top of the antenna, silver, all that molded in detail. There's so much. Even on the neck, you can see how much molded detail there is. The back. Little bits of gold right by the collarbone. Was not needed. Added it anyways. All that work in the chest, the belts. If you look at the pauldrons, arms, it's just everything on this guy. There's so much paint everywhere, so much extra molded detail that was not required. But they said, we're going to do it, we're doing this right. This is why Premium Bandai is amazing. Look at that. Look at that. And then, of course, the back, just as much detailing. I'm kind of hoping they'll have the like an extra premium add-on set so that he can do the full-on like red armored thing, which was amazing. Then, of course, you do have their guns sitting in their holsters, which come out. Now, to show these off, and the reason I kept the blade out, I kind of, in my own nerdy way, I had hoped that maybe they would include a purple one to match the US footage because, you know, we couldn't have this because it looked too much like a gun. Because every gun I've ever seen has a keypad in the middle of it. But it is how it is. Now, the reason I kept out the Stinger blade is, of course, the Stinger blade is supposed to attach to this. But when you look at it, it's like, it doesn't really flip around. There's nothing that folds up. Well, I had to pull out the instructions on this. Yes, I had to read instructions. And you have to just focus. You have to go in here and you have to pull on the sides to release. Come on, come on. It's kind of a pain, but you can do it. You kind of got to pull both sides at once. And there it goes. It's free. And that'll come off. Now, you flip it around, and these little posts on here are actually one's a square and one's a rectangle. So they are side specific. Don't go trying to force it in. You probably have it on the wrong side. So now we're just going to, what side do I need this on? Okay, I have it the right way. Right? Yeah, I had it the right way. It worried me it wasn't sitting flush. There it goes. Okay. So now you have it all set up, and then you just slide it onto the front of the gun. Now the reason I say that is you see there's these little tabs on the inside of here, and they are notched. There we go. Specifically to go around. They're not just straight back. I was trying to kind of force it over and then wrap it around the blade. That's not how it's supposed to work. You do just slide it in. Right there to the front till it flushes out, and there you go. And it just looks awesome. So awesome. And you think that it's supposed to flush out, and maybe it should, but this is how it's supposed to be. If there's a little tiny bit of gap issue, and it's my only complaint on this entire figure, I am okay with that. So we'll remove the blade, set that off to the side, put the gun back, and now we'll go into articulation on this guy. So for articulation, you do have a head that rotates all the way around. It can look way down, it can look way up, it can go side to side on a huge jointage. Like, that's just insanity. It can also move itself back, forward, so tons of emotion. With the shoulders, you do get in and out yay far. You can lift this up, but it's not really going to go out any further. It is nice that this does move, though, so it can accommodate. You can go all the way around. You can also pull slightly out on the arm, push it up and in, so you've got some room up here in the shoulder joint to express it, push it down. The elbows do come up, not all the way, but well enough. One thing I will say is these little pieces right here that cover the elbow joint, they come off somewhat easily. You can just push them right back in, but that's, again, just like the only other thing I can really think of that's wrong with this. The wrists are ball jointed, so they can go all the way around and then, you know, move about a little bit. So rotation up at the upper joint, plenty of articulation in that arm. Coming down to the waist, lots going on here. It can rotate at the upper and lower joints. Can rotate all the way around, but then you're going to pop the ball joint out, so don't try. But it just pops back in. You can lift up on the waist. You can collapse the waist. It can crunch forward. It can extend way backwards. Matrix evade bullets. So plenty that you can do with this as far as the waist. Now the legs have some limitation just because of this, so the legs can only go out yay far. That's slightly disappointing, but they're never doing the splits anyways. It can come all the way forward. It can go somewhat backwards, so plenty forward, minimal backwards. Again, I'm not really looking for backwards motion. You've got a knee joint that goes beyond 90. You've got rotation at the upper joint, inhibited by leg armor. You've got rotation at the knee, very little, but it's there, so it can't compensate. With the ankle, you've got a downward tilt, upward tilt. You have inward ankle. You can tilt outward. You've got a toe joint that can move down. It can move up. Plenty going on there. So very, very posable figures. Like redonkulously posable. To the point where sometimes it's hard to get them to just stand because their weight is just in different places and you have to shift it. There we go. There we go. Stand tall. Stand tall, man. So, Blue Beet will go back here, and now we will take a look at G-Stag, because green. So here he is, G-Stag, and we're going to just skip articulation because they're all exactly the same, but I will show off that his shoulders are just wonderful. I love them. I love them. So coming in on the head sculpt, again, uber amounts of detail, like ridiculous amounts of detail, like, oh wow, look at all of that, like, circuit board designs embedded into the helmet. The horns look great, the eyes stand out, that nice silver that just outlines them is gorgeous. All of the detail on the neck, trying to get some good light on it there. Just fantastic. I love the little bit of gold leading down the chest. You come to the chest. The shoulders have all of that nice detail up here. Little bits of gold. The belt looks wonderful. You got some blues up here. Reds. Just keep coming down. Looking at all of that detail into the legs. Come around to the back. All that I mean, the belts carry around. You've got very nice work done to all of their like little backpacks where the wings are of a beetle. Really dig it. Really, really, really dig all of the work they put into this. So we'll move him back, and now we will take a look at, lastly, Reddle. So this one I love because with all these, you're getting the two tones of colors. This one, though, it really pops. That deep, deep maroon with the bright, bright red. So we'll show that off very closely. So here it is. Nice head sculpt. Very nice. The silver at the top of the antenna. Nice, nice gold eyes to pop. A little bit of green in the center of the head. Again, all of that ridiculous detail. Just look at the detail like put into that earpiece. You can see all of the little bits of circuitry going on around there. It's just little things that aren't necessary, but they did it anyways. And all that detail, again, on the neck, around the neck, leading down to the chest. And here you can really see that color pop, that difference of the deep maroon to the bright red, and how well it works with her. Blue seen up here in the arms, red on the arms. Just moving down. Very, very similar on the lower portions. But just gorgeous colors. That nice ladybug backpack, a little bit sleeker than the male counterparts. That's the word I was looking for. My mouth decided to not work. So there is Reddle. And as you can see, all three of them together look amazing. You've got this nice set where they just build out perfectly. Now, the one thing I have that's a special treat for you guys is, of course, I was a huge Beetleborgs fan as it was airing, and I never understood why there wasn't another season after Metallics, but it was because they didn't have any more footage. However, because I was a huge Beetleborg fan, I had a lot of the toys, and I kept quite a few of the original. I didn't keep any of Metallics, sadly, but I kept a lot of the originals, and so therefore, I was able to find my old 5-inch figures that are so beat up and worn down, and the antenna on Hunter is just destroyed. But these guys, bright chrome, and you can really see it in the light here. Wow, they are popping. But I want to point out something with these. Despite their lack of articulation, well, they actually had fantastic articulation for the time, but despite the articulation between these two, I should say, the amount of detail and color that went into these and just the basic placements matches very well to their Figuarts counterparts. When you take a look at Blue Beet next to this guy, you can see he's taller and he's got more going on to him, but everything that was important was in these figures. Down to like where the general silver is for the legs. I mean, coming to the back, it's kind of crap, but the important bits were there, and that's why you loved these growing up. And to have this better, more accurate, more articulated version, but having grown up playing with this, I appreciate everything that goes on here because I remember it here. Call it nostalgia, call it whatever you will. It's so awesome to just be able to see these figures that I played with relentlessly as a kid. They went in the bathtub with me, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe more information than you want, but it was, I abused these, and they're still here, and they're still together in one piece. And they look just as good, I think, next to their S.H.Figuarts. I'm not saying necessarily go out buy these, they're better. I'm saying that there's something about like this and this where I'm not disappointed having either one. I don't have any of the accessories that this came with because they're lost forever, but, you know, that's what happens when you're a kid. So, had to show these guys off because great comparisons. And yeah, look, for size, they're pretty close. They're pretty close to S.H.Figuart. So, really happy to have those. So, other than like going into and like trying to pose these guys, which will take me forever to show them off, I think I'll just keep posting a few more photos so that you guys can see what these look like. Feel free to take a look at Midwest Tokusatsu. Also, you can follow my personal cosplay page with a few other people. Double Henshin Cosplay. Started that up with my buddy Adam and Courtney over a year ago now. But you can check out photos there. You can check out photos on Midwest Tokusatsu. I'm sure we'll share them over there. But I'll do a lot more poses, more photos of these guys so you can really see how well they look. But I needed to show you all the colors, all the detail, all the accessories they come with, how wonderful they look together. And I don't have anything else to say other than please, if you love if you love Big Bad Beetleborgs, I almost said Mighty Morphin Beetleborgs. If you love Big Bad Beetleborgs and you want these figures, go out, get them. You're going to love them. You're going to enjoy them. You'll put them up somewhere and have a ball. They're just fantastic. So I think that about wraps it up for this review. If you like what you saw and you want more, please click the subscribe button. Like, comment, share, favorite the video, and if you want to see a specific review, comment below. I'll have details for where you can purchase this item as well as where you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, all in the description. Once again, this has been Brock of Midwest Tokusatsu's Toku Toy Time, and we are out.